You know, the research for the best tone, the tone you have in mind, never ends. But there are times when you can say, wow, this is it, this is the tone I was searching for my whole life. And this is one of those times. I mean, make it simple. The Pink Taco version 2 provides me with the best lead tone I have ever had. Full stop. I always wanted a tone which is glassy but not too much, which is vintage but modern at the same time, and especially a tone that follows my touch. I mean, that respects every nuances of my playing, that reacts and responds to how strong or soft I touch the screen. Well, research ended. With the Pink Taco version 2, I have obtained that tone I had in my head since many years. Let's now briefly describe the two amps, and then I would like to share the setting I have used to obtain the tone I like the most. The Pink Taco version 2 is the small brother of the famous Friedman B100 and was created for the musicians who want the Friedman sound in a small, compact, lightweight format. And in fact it weighs around 10 kilos. It is a 20 watt amp powered by two EL84 and three 12AX7 preamp tubes. It has the classic EQ controls with bass, middle and treble, and then there is a master volume and a gain knob. Therefore it is a master volume amp which has a different design from a Plexi, which is a not master volume amp. Basically, with a not master volume amp you can only raise the volume, cranking both the preamp tubes and the power amp tubes at the same time. Here you have obviously both the gain and the master volume. The master volume basically cranks up the power tubes, where with the gain knob you crank up the preamp tubes. Typically the price to pay with the master volume amp is the touch responsiveness. In fact, I have learned over the years that the later you introduce distortion in your signal chain, the more dynamic tone you're gonna have. I mean, the better the amp cleans up and breaks up according to how soft or hard you play the strings. But in a minute I will explain how I have obtained an incredible touch-sensitive tone with this amp despite being a master volume amp. Then we have three switches: the SAT switch, the S switch and the FAT one. The SAT basically adds gain, compression and saturation. The S provides three different gain structure, and the gain actually changes dramatically using this switch. And finally the FAT switch obviously adds bottom end for a fatter tone. Now I have set up the amp in order to obtain basically the best lead tone I have ever obtained in years of playing. The first thing I have done is to crank the master volume at almost its maximum level. As I said, the later you introduce distortion, the more dynamic range you should have. Here I'm basically cranking up the power tubes, and thanks to the low wattage of this amp, the obtained volume is very manageable. Then I have risen the gain level at around 6, which provides me with enough sustained clarity and overall distortion. This is just a matter of taste, obviously. Then I have added a little bit of treble in order to add clarity to the tone. I have removed a tiny bit of bass frequency in order to sound a little bit better in the mix. As regards the switches, they are all down except for the S switch, which is in the middle. This is the tone I have obtained. As I said, the switches, especially this one, changes dramatically the level of distortion. Here you have a lot of distortion. Let's hear the SAT switch. I prefer it down. The tone has more clarity when it is down. The fat switch. Obviously, it adds more bass frequency. Let me add that I have coupled the Pink Taco V2 to my Marshall Greenback cabinet, and I think that they pair wonderfully. The switches, as I said, really change your tone, but I prefer basically not to use them because I found the tone to have more clarity when they are not engaged. And now the twin sister. It is a 40 watt head based on a modified Marshall JTM 45. It has two 5881 power tubes and 5 12AX7 preamp tubes. It has two identical channels that you can switch with the included foot switch. It has the same gain, master, bass, middle, treble knobs available in the Pink Taco, therefore they are very similar, but there is also a presence and a dip knob. The presence adds or takes away upper, mids and heights. The dip control, on the other hand, adjusts the low-end response in the power section. It has two switches for each channel that are a bright switch and a 3-position gain switch, which really changes the amount of gain at your disposal. What are the tones I have set up here? Basically two, both of them for comping, and that when combined and panned left and right, well, they really shine. I have set the gain at 25% and I have paired it with my Sir in second position, with the master volume almost all the way up. And then the second tone I use is with the gain level at 50 and with the bridge pickup. This is particularly nice when you have a comping tone with arpeggios like this. Because combined with the other tone I was showing you, and pan-potted left and right, really create a very nice tone. Let's hear it in action in a demo song. And please notice that these tones are available to download in my website for the Tonix pedal, if you want. Also, the twin system can reach high gain tones, especially playing with the switches. For instance, S switch in the middle, down, up, a lot of gain. Very nice tone. Final considerations here, and let me say that I don't have any affiliation with Friedman. I'm not getting any money from them, unfortunately. These are all my own personal opinions. I'm simply in love with these two amps. They are all I ever wanted. The lead tone I have with the pink taco is the one I had in mind since many years. I'm totally in love with it. The Twin Sister provides me with that clean and edge of the breakup tone which is perfect for my kind of playing. When I couple in stereo a comping part with the Twin Sister at 25% of gain on the left side using the second pickup of my Sir, and the Twin Sister at 50% of gain with the bridge pickup, getting that sparkly tone that gives to the bridge pickup more musicality, well, this stereo comping part is absolutely amazing. Just some little cons I would like to mention. The Pink Taco V2 is too much noisy in my opinion, and an external switcher to control the three switches would have been really appreciated, as they really change your tone, and the foot switch in live situation would have been really useful. Furthermore, I have 20 watt amps that are much louder compared to the Pink Taco, which has less overall volume than expected. As regards the Twin Sister, I don't have anything to complain, honestly. It is just perfect as it is. Unfortunately, these amps are not cheap at all, and their availability is not so high. Therefore, when you see one of them in store, well, get it. All in all, this is a couple of amps that really complements each with the other wonderfully. I feel kind of my Sir shines through these amps, and they are so perfect for my kind of playing. Now it's up to me. I have just to create music. The tone is here. I'm so inspired, guys, and I'm creating so much music with this amp. I can't wait to share it with you. Thank you for watching and see you soon.